Alright, here we go. Finally get to stream these two players. Last time around when to stream Nick Pine games didn't go so well. El Nino, many technical difficulties, other things. Much lag. But this time around we did a test game. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, 2 seconds. 2 seconds to start. Mr. MP3, please inform me, how's the stream quality? Big GG's, big GG's, big GG's. But no issues, no mistakes. All right. That's a long 2 seconds, but I do that too. You know, you say 2 seconds, it's just a figure of speech now, you know. There's really a lot more you have to do. You never know how much time somebody has to take to do whatever tasks, you know. That's like somebody says they have to go to the bathroom and they ask for 2 seconds, it ends up being 3 minutes. You never know. Not metaphoric. A metaphor is meant to teach something. It's a figure of speech for rhetorical effect. It directly refers to one thing by mentioning another. You know, it provides clarity or identity, hidden similarities between two ideas. They're often compared to other types of figurative language such as antithesis, hyperbole, monotony, and you know, simile, but they're not. That's not a metaphor. You're not teaching anybody anything, and you're not referring to anything else. You're just saying 2 minutes or 2 seconds. It isn't a metaphor. It is a saying. It's a figure of speech to say it. Almost a colloquialism. But it's not a metaphor. It could be used as a metaphor if you made a sentence to use it as a metaphor. But in this particular case, it isn't a metaphor. you know, like all the world's a stage and stuff like that. In this case, you know, could be a rhetorical fault. Well, MP3, say something else in the chat that I have to talk about while we wait. Whilst we wait on yonder part. Yes, yes, yes. I don't know. Maybe just quote something, I don't know. Somebody post something in the chat for me to drag on about for a minute, you know? Minute or two, however long we need until Terminator gets back. You know, help me out a little. Keeps me awake, keeps me coherent. To speak, to have something going through my mind other than looking at the screen. Maybe just speaking some rhymes. Take this kiss upon the brow, and in parting from you now, thus much let me avow, you are not wrong, who deem that my eyes have been a dream. Yet if hope has flown away, in a night or in a day, here we go, time to play. Yeah, he went to take a smoke. Terminator, that's not good. Always terminating his lungs before the stream games start. Machine powers from cigarettes. Terminating his lungs. Okay, here we go. The first games, wonderful time. Here we go. GLA against laser on this very soon to be very commonly played map. Hopefully these two players did indeed load. If it didn't, once again we're trapped in this screen. Once more, trapped under the bridge. Ah, yes. I stand amid the roar of a surf-tormented shore, and I hold within my hand grains of golden sand. How few, yet how they creep through my fingers to the deep. While I weep, while I weep. Ah, yes. While I weep for the lag, weep for the lag. Weep for the time it takes to get out of this game into a new room. I shall zoom to find my way back to Terminator's day. The termination of his lungs, success in hand he has made. Now shall his capacity over the intrepidity allow him to win these games today. Who knows, who shall say, I'm the winner, hip hip hooray. Hey. Mr. MP3, truly exaggerated man A friend to me, a friend to thee. And now we see Air Force First Laser on attempt number 3. And so it loads, and as we go, let us not cast goads upon these two. They are wonderful friends, men not fiends. They won't let us down on their search for the crown. Let us all take time to observe how they play on this most unique day, the second day of the new year of a January time. Cold here, warm somewhere else, but especially cold on this map. Lagoon. A standard build order from the two. Terminator going a bit faster for you. Nick Pine playing rather standard. Just what we would anticipate. Will Terminator, slow as he did, go for a second supply, I hope? As laser he need not. As air he needs so. A large drop on its way. He will reap what he sows, destruction or success. Success if not run down, destruction if he shall do that end. Look here at the sorrowful, woeful scene. Only 4 MDs. On comes the dozer, react he does. The laser lock succeeds, and the supply is now gone. A Chinook as well shall meet damage, but not its fate today. Slow he was to turn the V, now the Chinook shall surely be on its way to the ground, except that the laser lock was changed, and now no damage has been dealt. Nothing significant, only loss. Success gone. Now for Terminator, his dastardly, deviant opponent has dealt wrongfully with him to the point of making himself in the total superior position. Oh my, oh me, oh my. Here comes a Humvee right up the right side, past the nice crescent supplies, knocking tree after tree in his path, down upon the snowy hill, floating his way right by, unseen by Terminator's eye. Here he is, right there, through the supply, drops 2 off, very nice. Now he can hunt the dozers, but perhaps he won't. Here he comes, not emptying the V. Ah, how sad that is to see. Such advantage taken for granted. Oh my. He'll try the left side. While his opponent goes to the right side. Neither player has thought to themselves, perhaps I'll go for the oils. This harassment may be too much for Terminator, as he makes his own way down into Nick Pine's base. Nick Pine, the player AmaRiLLiS. Down goes a dozer, well microed. A dozer on the other side. That is. And a Humvee here. Running away. Some good micro both ways. Except up here, not paying the attention, as his APM doesn't allow him to save this Humvee. But he was able to take down the Chinook. The position obviously favoring the Air Force player, as laser is now hunted. His dozer's down. He loses the crown, at least for this game, in my favor. Oh boy. Oh, another Humvee down. Retreats to his base. I would not have done that if I were him. The best possible move would simply be go to the other side to harass with Vs. Don't waste your time going back to your base where there is nothing to guard against, because you've seen the might of his army here. Hey! A big clash we're about to see. No, they don't feel like clashing. Didn't even drop guys off in the tower. Oh, this tower's very weak. You can engage it. It was severely weakened from what it used to be. It used to be an awfully strong building. Going to try the right side, but the right side is also seen, guarded. Still no oil capture, in spite of having total ability to capture the oil. I hope he doesn't send this army back to engage that when he has all of this, which he does not have in the right position. Sending them there now, very smart. Nicely done. Hunting a Chinook, but not achieving very much. The ambulance isn't even damaged. Humvee was laser locked and denied. This is a very grim reminder to why you never leave your base unattended by you when you're attacking, because you'll lose your dozers and you'll be in a very critically, well, I shouldn't say, he could still come back, but it's a more critical position, because any buildings lost are buildings lost forever. First Humvee down for Terminator. Not good. You want to be the one who loses nothing. You want to be the one who does the drop and lock. Drop and lock. No. Engagement is dangerous. One thing that Terminator has not done after the beginning of the game is send Humvees around to harass. Ah, there it comes. There comes the bomber. There comes the bomber. Rarely a sight more depressing than a bomber. Except the bomber could have been used right here. The poor ambulance will go down and he'll go for a base trade, but will he laser lock? No. Not the most efficient laser lock. At least it did work. He got a Humvee. But as you can see, he's hearing me. He's going down on his... Oh my. Oh, this is harsh. Needs to empty everything. Go for the full-on engagement, but there isn't much he can do. It was a nice show. Would have been much better had he kept the dozers, but there was nothing he could do about that after the fact. Ooh, destroying one of his own Humvees. Nick Pine making short work of the base. Terminator just tries to get in what he can, the shots he can, make it look closer. Oh. The final building goes down, no GD called, and we're on to the next game. Nice. Hard first game to get a USA mirror for the very first game. It isn't ever easy playing a USA mirror at any level. At the very top level, it's just as grueling. At this level, it's often, as we see there, the person with the superior army often comes out on top. There's not much you can do about that. Really, a mirror for USA versus air is determined by how much damage you can do against air in the early game. If you can't do any, then it's unlikely that you can win. If you do some, then it's far more likely. far more likely. Yes, it is actually a lot better to take that approach and not throw GGs. Don't make a good game meaningless. If you are entirely annihilated, then it's not a good game. If you didn't have fun, it's not a good game. Don't say GG. Say GG when you had fun, because it matters then. It's a very good indication. You are presenting to your opponent that you enjoyed playing them. It was a wonderful time you had. You want to have that time again. You want to show them, hey, I might upload this replay, talk about it. It was spectacular, phenomenal, fabulous, special to me. It was marvelous, magical. It was something that I couldn't repeat every other game with just anybody, just you. To say GG every game is to water down, to make little that wonderful statement, good game, using that very short, concise acronym, GG. Poor Nick, anticipating a drop. You really shouldn't do that against air. Your major concern, because you can see what your opponent is doing, is all to his base. If you're going to go for an all-in strategy, you ought to go all in for his base. This is an Avenger for the first unit. You can do that. I don't prefer to do that. I prefer to go straight down to the base where the barracks, drop some guys maybe, and then flood in Humvees toward the airfield. It usually works against all semis to do that. Against top players it's much more difficult, but I've done it against pros as well. Now this is very annoying for TerMiNaToR to deal with, but he does have the brute force to deal with it. If he stays behind a building, he can run them all over though. This poor Raptor. Nope, you have to stay close to the airfield. Oh, now it got away. Yep, run him over. Very good. Very well played. Needs to have these Humvees rally pointed down to the base. Ooh, this is very good by Nick. So good. Oh, Nick. Oh, no. Keep running them over. Oh, no. That was a mistake. Nicely done by TerMiNaToR, bring himself back. I don't know why he hit the barracks and not the Chinooks. Ah, there's the Avenger on the right side. This is very harsh, but it can be cleaned up. Oh my, it doesn't. This is very nice by Nick. Now, all he needs is the Humvees to keep flooding in. He needs to have it rally pointed down to the airfield. This is very nice. If he just drives straight down to the bottom, he can go right over. He doesn't want to sit there. But there's the Humvee. Needs to run these guys over. They will clean it up. As will the laser lock here clean this up. He is wasting TerMiNaToR's time. Oh. Oh. Didn't get the Raptor. Very slow. He's getting the oils now. This is very decisive by Nick. But TerMiNaToR is definitely not out of it. If he can actually take out these Chinooks and defend himself. Oh, he needs to move that. Nope, not moved. If he can defend himself, you need to keep the Raptors off the airport, though, when you do that. Both players are still in this. Much more even than the last game. Nope, need to be moving your Humvee away. You can't afford to waste anything. He needed to be targeting that at the moment. There's a little bit of lag, which can confuse the players. But the game as it stands, still winnable. What you need to do, though, is not lose these Vs to laser locks. He needs another Avenger, which this is. Needs to drop that one. Drop it right back here. Oh my, that was very nice by Nick. Getting Terminator's guys right down real fast like that. Ooh, keep moving, keep moving. Got to take down the Raptors. You need to take down the missile defenders. You need to maintain an advantage against your opponent. If he at any point has more units on the map, if he at any point is doing harassment to you more so than you are doing to him, you will lose. This is a hard matchup. No, you see, you don't want to do this. It takes too long. Should have just dropped it right here. I believe he was just, in the beginning, too slow getting his Humvees to the base. You need to have that War Factory rally pointed. Now he's going for the Chinooks. Oh, not so good. Does it have one more shot? It does, which means it can take it out. A little bit delayed. If he sits around here and nope. If he would have skirted around that, he could have probably picked off missile defender. 2 Avengers now coming towards the base. Very hard for Terminator to deal with, but again, he needs to be rally pointed with the War Factory into his base. Oh, that Comanche goes down very quickly. Driving the Humvee right in like that is not very good. That's a waste. Don't go for the hardest point, go for the softest point of your opponent's base. In this case, the left side is the softest point. You need to be getting Hellfire drones on your Avengers so they can kill the missile defenders much easier. Drive over to the other side, but stay around the airfield. And you need to keep the Avengers together. See, this is what you don't want to be doing. You separate them. This one will start taking damage. Oh, perhaps it's not the best from Nick Pine, but it is well done. Well done enough to take out nearly all the Raptors. Now you have nope. Oh, yes, get him. Yep. Okay, well done, well done. Poor Terminator. Not the best from Terminator either with the laser locks, but he can get this one down now. But the Chinook nearly goes down, and he's on almost no collection. Yes, what he needed to do was with his first Raptor not hit the barracks, but hit the supply. That would have been much better. This isn't Terminator's best. I've seen him play much better with his micro, even under laggy circumstances. Oh, that's nice. It was never captured. Never captured, so now they're both on very poor collection. Terminator's on better collection. I'm surprised that in all that time Nick didn't capture the oils. It is nice, though, to see him continue to try and try. Down goes the last Chinook. Should be. Skirting a little. Oh, no, he's going for a dozer hunt. No. He was going for a split fire. That's not very nice. Not nice at all to see that. And this is a very bad point in the game. He needs to... Oh my, he could destroy that dozer. Could destroy the dozer now. If he splits and attacks, he could destroy the dozer. They could be on an even playing field in that regard. But the last Chinook will go down. He does have money for another one if he doesn't spend any. And he does have enough Rangers to harass a little bit here, distract a little. I don't know why he keeps flying around like that. He could just go right around like that. Whoosh, whoosh, with the rockets. I'm surprised that Terminator, with the degree of damage that Nick had the capacity to put upon him, oh my, lost that Humvee, was able to come back like this, and almost a full comeback he made. Needs to get this Chinook at least over here. And he now has, yeah, the GG. Nice. That was a nice game. Nice for a USA mirror to see some back and forth like that. But dual supply is superior to single supply, no eco build orders. And now the choice is Nyx for the map. The armies were Air Force versus Laser. To determine Laser more easily in a match, just look for Avengers. If it is any other USA, you won't see Avengers being spammed. Snowy Drought. Snowy Drought, very nice map. Beautiful map. Snowy Drought. Everybody has to thank good old John D for making Snowy Drought, but don't thank him for leaving cars in the map. That's one thing that you don't want to leave in the map, is cars. Unless you're playing 1.4 plus or 1.6. Here we have a very difficult matchup in the semis bracket between these players is super weapons against infantry, because infantry's rushes are just so difficult to stop for most players. But in all cases, USA is far superior, any USA, to infantry. Infantry is a very weak army. If you can survive the early game rushes, get yourself into a nice defensive position, infantry will almost always lose. Unless they got to the point of getting bomber and artillery barrage, you're in good shape. What you want to do though is you want to go dual supply, and you want to rely on barracks, or if you're going to go Humvees, you want to rely on very good micro, and you want to protect yourself. I don't like this no eco against infantry. That's very unnecessary, and it puts you in a very poor position to defend yourself. Very poor position to defend yourself. I'm not very supportive, I should say, of this strategy here against infantry, one full Humvee, because you're going to have so much to put up with in your base. It can work, but he's delaying it. He needs to be sending it immediately, right now. He's waiting for an ambulance, and he wants a bigger army to go in with, but it's not going to do you any good at all to be waiting for your infantry opponent to get more to defend with and more to rush into your base with. Infantry is the only army that has equal or greater firepower early game as the USA's. The USA's are the most powerful early game in what they're allowed to throw at you, which is Humvee armies. But now, you see, he could have already had a full V in here harassing, and now he's going to have to use these to stop what's coming towards his base. He's going to have to defend himself. And this dragon tank will also be annoying. If it comes right through here, that's taken out very easily. Ooh, lost a Humvee. Oh, that's just about the worst thing you can hope for in this matchup, early game like that. Not to mention now the Chinooks are going to be harassable. He's not moving in. He could just empty those guys out and do a lot of damage. But you don't want to go anywhere near that bunker. Here comes the dragon tank. This is very nice by TerMiNaToR. Very nice. He played it just like clockwork. Just the way you should as infantry. In this case here, where your opponent goes no eco, get behind the war factory. Should make it. It does. Ooh. Oh my. Oh, that's brutal. Very brutal. Very brutal. This is very, very difficult to do anything now because infantry is all over the map and they are dug in and they're destroying everything you've got, even the rundown on one of the missile defenders there. This was very decisive by Terminator. If he wants to survive, he wants to throw a scaffold down somewhere in the base of Terminator. Needs to be throwing a scaffold down like up here while he continues to do damage. You want to be targeting the outpost immediately as it comes out. Don't let him empty the guys like that. Now you can't. Now you have to micro back and use the ambulance forward. But I suppose he wants to lose it all. There. Didn't move these guys forward. Could have engaged the bunker, but this is very hard. He will try to rebuild. He can go amassing barracks. Oh, but there you have the Grim Reaper against USA. The Assault Troop Crawler, which will clean up just about everything that USA has early game. Ooh. No GG. It wasn't a GG, so there's no sense in saying good game. The other game, the Air Force game, that was a good game. That game there, that wasn't a good game. That was just very well done by Terminator. And I could assume alright. I could assume we're going to see the same thing, but hopefully Terminator saw what his opponent did and how easily it was overcome, and he does not repeat that. And I hope Nick, seeing what Terminator has done, tries to emulate that. I'm going to go for her standard things. This is not the matchup you particularly want to get in a tournament with random reverse, because it is a matchup that can go other way, but will most likely go way of infantry, and you want it to go the way of infantry both games because you don't want to lose the reverse. But if you do happen to lose the reverse, it's unlikely that you're going to get the same type of matchup again that will allow you to go game after game. Leader and I last night got the fruits of random reverse in the sense that we could both get matchups that we both knew we couldn't lose against one another, which made it 4-3 in the end, because that's just what random reverse does. You get 4-3 every time. Game handed by the armies. Now, we both could have won the reverses, but we weren't doing very well. Terminator is going for a much better strategy this time around, but he needs massive infantry spam as well to really make anything with that. Nick's going for a little bit more forward, hiding the dozer. That's a nice thing that not everybody knows they can do. They can hide their dozer way back here. Dragon tank down the side. But here's the thing, you see, Now you can't get in here. Now you understand what I meant when I said super weapons is the superior army. Very nice. Also, he can go for the captures. If you get the captures early, it's just so incredible. Needs to be laser locking here. You have to laser lock. Oh, not laser locking. You can flame wall that. And it will get the dozer before... Ooh. We'll get the dozer nearly before it finished. This is not very good now. This is a perfect counter to infantry right there. There's just about nothing infantry can do against this. It is so nice when you bunker like this. I can just hear Jeremy and all the rest in the chat. This is a Likey's strategy. This is the Great Wall. This is the Camp Fest. This is the Bunker Lords coming down on you. Oh my, yes. Bunker your life away now. This is the way to do it, though. If you want to win more games, if you want to make it better, if you want it nicely done, if you want to not lose, this is what you do versus semis. You get yourself your bunker wall, and it screws the rest of the game. Nick Pine needs to be getting, or AmaRiLLiS needs to be getting his third supply. You definitely want the third supply. You want the fourth supply. You want the oil and the oil refinery. You want every possible advantage that you can give yourself, because your opponent is about to go into maximum overdrive. They're about to get the pièce de résistance. They're about to get the superpower of superpowers, the Aurora Alpha and particle cannons. He should go for particle cannons, along with Auroras. Just so annoying. But it's also very good. Now what's funny is with all his infantry here, he could engage that. But who would dare waste anything when you don't have to? After all, you're bunkered in. You're bunkered in. You don't need any help now. You know where this is going. You're happy. You are happy. You are so comfortable. You know that nothing can offend you now. This is fabulous for you. This is the most beautiful thing you can have. Now that's funny right there. Just running the minigunner in. Damages all of these guys by running the minigunner in. Oh my, what in the world? A minigunner helix. Break down this side here, bring the minigunner helix through. Or actually, he could keep it around his base and around his army. And then if an Aurora comes in and drops a bomb, the Aurora will die. Of course, it still takes micro. Going to capture this. Civilian building, capturable. Actually, this is far enough away that if he kept it right against the side, he can go right into the... Oh my! But does he know? That's smart. That's smart. That's right. Take the supply, bunker this map to death. Bunker it to death as infantry. Spam like a madman. See, there's the first Aurora. Blows up the whole army. He knows it's coming, and he does the most dastardly thing he can. The cruelty of cruelties. The irony of ironies. It's not an irony, but it's sad. He can target these, but he has to go back. He's going to drop. No, you want to just drop them all and get out of there. Oh my, look at that. Oh, there he goes. Nicely done. Nicely done. Now fly it back here. And then go for these missile defenders. Oh my, look at that. Attack move. Attack move. There you go. Now capture these buildings. I have napalm MiGs. No napalm MiGs. No supply here. I think he's in consternation right now. Doesn't know how to approach this bunker strategy. One Aurora off to that. All these guys will die. The other Aurora is going to take out this supply here. Look at that. Truck's gone. Dozer's still there. Just a little swoop. Swoops back. Back and forth. And Nick is definitely depressed. This is a depressing time. A very depressing time. This is very depressing. And this is the time that my opponents usually have. Because I do this. I will do this almost every single game against infantry. And it's depressing for them. In my skill bracket, I almost never lose as USA against infantry. Because I do this just about every time. Except I'll do it in an even more annoying way than Terminator's doing it, but you know. We needn't go into what I do. We need to pay attention to what these players doing, but I just have to reiterate, restate, and constantly remind all the viewers that this is the single funnest way that super weapons can deal with infantry, is you just bunker. It's so annoying. But the infantry player does have the opportunity early on to get in, but late game, like we're getting into now, it's almost hopeless. You can get nuclear missiles and hope you can launch them, and those will beat your opponent, but it's so difficult. It's so hard. If you get into a position like this and you don't feel confident, that's very good walking through the units. That'll lose rangers and missile defenders. See? Those are going down. Wow, he's hunted too. No dozer hunt. I mean, no command center. He's hunted. Think about that. Oh, never mind. That would have been ultra depressing. If you're in this position where your opponent bunkers in like this, and this is also advice for clan wars, if you're in this position that Nick's in, and you don't feel confident to keep playing, just quit. Just quit. You will do better in the next game if you don't waste yourself in this depressing match. Many people have learned that when the game is totally depressing, surrender. It's better to surrender early than play for an hour in a depressing match, because that totally drains you. You'll just feel totally drained in the next few games. You won't even know what to do with yourself. You'll just be like, oh, I just don't even want to play this. He's got this huge force here. Huge force. Everything you could hope for early game. But here's the thing. 4 Auroras used effectively will clean everything up. And as soon as he gets snipers, there's no longer any opportunity for just about anything. The only thing that Terminator's making the mistake in, that's very nice, except there's no black napalm. The only thing that Terminator's making the mistake in is if he wanted to follow my strategy to the T, that will go down, and there's an opening now right down the middle, but it's not very good. Still, he's not building particle cannons. I would have about 5 particle cannons at this time and only 2 Auroras. Because when you get 5 particle cannons, your opponent just quits. They just quit out. See, he's going for the only thing he can go for is a nuclear missile, but this is so hard. But if you get 5 particle cannons, you know, you wait 4 minutes and the game's over. It's a definite win. You can't lose at that point. There is no capacity to lose the game. The game has been won. And I don't, you know, I don't want to depress him any more than he has to be, but if I were Nick in his situation, which I don't get in this situation, I do everything in my power. I'll just all in go crazy rush and then lose right at the start, but, you know, if I were in this position, I would have quit a long time ago because it isn't worth bogging yourself down in a game like this when you can just go into the next game and do better. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it wasn't a good game. It wasn't a good game. It was definitely wasn't a fun game. I know that wasn't a fun game. There's no way that's a fun game because I know how it is for my opponents when I do that bunker strategy, and it's not fun. It is it's the definition of anti-fun. But it's how you win. It's what you do in tournaments. You're there to win. You're not there to give your opponent a fun time. You know, it can be fun. The game can be fun, but you're not particularly there to have a fun time. You are there to win. You're there to make it to the next round, which is what I should have been doing against my opponents yesterday. But do as I say, not as I do. Yes. Best of 73, 72, best of 72. We got all day. All right. Oh. Map. Term played very well. He played very well in that game, very well. I wouldn't say it's he didn't play it perfectly, but he played very well. Very well. Nick's a little bit sour. You played like a real man. True men use the likey's strategies. TD. Everybody goes back to Tournament Winter. If they can get to Tournament Desert, they'll go to Tournament Desert. And I can't blame them. What map more perfectly represents what we got? TD Winter. TD Winter. Tournament Desert, Winter. TD Resurrection, TD Winter. Whose map choice isn't it? Isn't it Loser's map? Alternate after each set, yeah. Let's see what we get now. Nick is doing a jig, dancing a little bit. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is a very calm stream because I'm very tired. Very tired. I'm not at 110%. Very tired. Stealth versus tank. Doesn't connect. Kinda glad for that because this is another back and forth. Doesn't connect. So we have to wait for the next one. Have to wait now. All right. Make that again. Not sure why it isn't connecting some of these times. You think it would. There's Terminator, there's Nick. All right, and here we go again. Better matchup, maybe? Laser against China, no. Not a better matchup. An objectively worse matchup. But it also doesn't connect, so that's very annoying. I'll have one of them host. And off we are, back to the lobby. And I need a steak. Alright, here we go. Terminator hosting. Now let's hope we get a good matchup. Nuke versus Stealth, much better matchup. Much better matchup. Here's the problem. Nuke, from the past few times we had this matchup, has always come out on top. Nuke is so much stronger. In the early game, just such an output of damage. Just Makes you feel like garbage. Stealth can win. Stealth can... If you're an expert, stealth is very good, but if you're up against another expert, nuke is really good. Nuke is amazing. And here you're going to see TerMiNaToR go for a very common forward supply, and that truck is going to go right up and try to wreak havoc on those workers, and those poor workers aren't going to know what hit them. When that truck comes at them, supplies are a little bit delayed for TerMiNaToR. Oh, that looks like my boxing yesterday. I couldn't box yesterday for the life of me. I did horrendous. I don't know how Leader lost. That should have been 4-0. But anyway, that's a little bit curious of a box. Worker down there, getting that up. No hijacker, going for the early oil capture, which is very good. That's like the single most impressive thing you can do as stealth is immediately go for the oil capture. Go for both oils immediately. Now this is a little bit of a problem here. Nick didn't queue up any workers at his supply. He used the extra money for a tunnel. He needs to... I mean, there's no collection. There's no collection. You didn't even need that. There's no collection anywhere. This is... Ooh. That's harsh. That's a harsh thing to have. He didn't go for both oils. Only his own, which is a mistake. You gotta go for both. But still, you're gonna want to put a fake barracks right here just to block it. Oh, TerMiNaToR, what are you doing? No, you're supposed to run into all those guys. Oh man, that was very nice by Nick. He really saved himself right there. That saved him big time. That was a big time save. Now he's got to preempt this one as well. Get those guys in there, preempt it, pop, and go. You got to target instantly and then get right back in. Right? Don't target it yet. Don't target it till it's near. Too far from the tunnel. Now he's going to... Yeah, he gets 1, 2. You need to maintain as many of your RPGs as you can. They're so important. Early game, lost 3 RPGs. It's very hard. He's got to preemptively pop his quad out here, do a lot of damage to this dragon, and then get back in. You can't let your opponent get anything. No advantages in the early game. Gotta pop the quad, just the quad, just the... Oh. That RPG should help him. This guy can help too. Shoot that thing. Okay, good. Dragon goes down, gotta get a... Oh, so does a rebel. Gotta get a... Oh, you gotta repair it. You have to get that repaired. You need this. You need your oil. You need so many things. Look at that. Yep, go, go, go. Forward push. Get this guy, whatever's in there, get it all into here. Get it all into here. Target the dragon. Target the dragon. Target the dragon. Oh, don't let it repair. Target the dragon. Yes, very good. Target the dragon. Okay, never mind. See, oh, look at that, right off the bat. Target this. You got to target it immediately. Not sure why TerMiNaToR sold that. He doesn't even have another one. This is just splendid right here by Nick. That was splendid. I was not anticipating that. He did very well with his stealth. This particularly saved him. That saved him right at the early game, stopping that first Battle Master. That saved him. If he wouldn't have stopped that... I don't think he could have brought it back. If he didn't have an RPG in here, he would have lost his oil. Would have had to deal with harassment coming down this side. I mean, he does have to deal with overlords now. And TerMiNaToR really needs to be taking his third supply area. Ooh, if he misses this, that's another annoying thing. Nick has to take this. He has to take his oil. There he goes. He has to take TerMiNaToR's oil. He's on 3 supplies. He's doing good. He needs to get that palace up, though. He needs to get that palace coming. Quads do not counter tanks. Contrary to popular belief, quad cannons don't counter tanks. Quad cannons are about the worst thing you can ever pop against tanks. Especially overlords. This is going to be close. Ooh. Ooh, no. No. No, move back. Move back. No, move back. Get into a better attacking position. Everybody target something. That's good. That'll blow. No, blow it up. Blow it up. Target. Oh, now he's going to lose more than he had to. Oh, never mind. That was pretty good. Again, he's getting all these good. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, good. Oh. Don't waste anything, man. Don't waste anything, Nick. Don't float. Don't float anything either. Don't freaking pump out tons of quads. Unless you're going to, like, get a tunnel right here and then just pop and go down here and waste all that. You got to get your palace up. Good. Go. Go, 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 go. Honestly, you probably, if you popped everything you absolutely had, you could have easily destroyed all this and go, 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 go! While he doesn't have anything back at his base, go! If you're going to do something, be decisive. Go for it immediately. Here we go. Here we go. Destroy that guy. Destroy the power. Destroy the power. Destroy it real quick, yeah. Make him turn around. Make him come back. Move some quads back. Move these RPGs forward. Target. He's going to turn that around. Or not. Ooh, that's good. That's good. You got to be getting more. If you're building more, pump it back out. Keep going forward. That's funny. Somehow he turned that off, that quad. Ooh. That overlord will take you down if he keeps running. Target this. Target this. Ignore it and target this. Move some quads back. Move the RPGs forward. That's nice. Target the ECM. Get the stupid ECM dead. Fine, now target this. Why are you going back? So you're just going to lose units. Sending more in. Send that over there to destroy the propaganda center. Oh, not sure what he's doing. He's just driving around now. Oh, if he can get all around this, he can take it out. But, gotta send some hijackers in here too. Good that he turned around. He's getting that. Needs to start taking that middle money. Yep, there he goes. Right away, taking the middle money. Very stressful. But Terminator, he's only on 1 war factory, but he has so much money. So much income. You need to get tunnels closer. You need to keep your weak units behind. You can't engage 2 overlords. It's too much. Too much. It's too much. He doesn't have speaker tower. 3 overlords is way too much. Way too much to engage. If you're going to engage something, just... Gonna be lots of ways. Got to get the battle buses up. Destroy the supply. Finish off the supply. You don't want Terminator collecting. Finish it off real quick. Finish off the supply real quick. See, now you're just not going to destroy anything at all. Boom, 1 overlord. There's no effect, though. If you destroyed the supply, you'd be better off, because then there would be an effect. Because then he'd only be on this collection there. So that was a total waste. 1 overlord instead of a supply. In the long run, you would have done so much more. He needs to be spamming. Get a lot more workers on these. Spam tons of tunnels and just spam. Also, where's Cal? Just spam battle buses and buggies. And you will win. Very stressful match. Very stressful. He's still building quads. Quads are useless. Entirely useless at this point in the game. They do absolutely nothing for you. They will make you lose. To go for quads will make you lose. Going for quads will make you lose. Move Kel back. Get Kel away from that. Go towards his base. Take a dozer. Now run right towards his base and take a dozer. You need to take a dozer, build power so you can spam like a maniac. He knows you're going, and overlords can run over Kel. Ooh, he's spotted. Spotted. Yeah, you shouldn't have fired at an overlord. That's useless. He's gonna have a big army anyway. What he wanted to do was take a dozer, get power, and then do this. You can outspam your opponent so bad. You can just spam nothing but buses and RPGs. And you can do it so quick. I really hope he doesn't pop anything from that. He only has 2 tunnels in the middle, which isn't enough. Honestly, if he jam-packed any of these buildings with 10 RPG troopers, it would destroy this army. Just little things to keep in mind for later. Oh, that building's down now too. These towers destroy everything in their path. They'll destroy a command center. Terminator's money supply is going to begin to go waning, but he's 3 stars now, so we're going to see all sorts of stuff coming. Got to get these buses into a good position, though, to attack. You need to be in a... Like this right here, if you came in, that's a favorable position. Your opponent's in a line. You can just start picking stuff off. That was a bad loss of Kel. Rebuild your barracks right up here. Oh, move that bus back. Not sure what Nick's doing. Trying to attack down here. Yeah, sure. You know, whatever floats your boat. Don't pop from here. You want to fill that. Cancel that for the money. You want to fill this as well, so just so you have extra... Oh, he's going straight for the base. He can do a base trade, but I don't think he has to. I don't think he had to do a base trade. This doesn't have any guys in it. Right now, if he went back and popped, he could destroy all of this. Every bit of it, the whole army, and then go for the base. And he could easily get that. There's no mines either. For some reason, Terminator's turning back. No idea why. He doesn't have to. Destroy it all as fast as you can, Nick. If you're going for the base trade, it needs to be as fast as possible. You need to be just destroying everything. The escape route is cut off. What? No, just mines there. Go. You have to go now. You have to clean things up now. It needs to be now, immediately. Nick is just floating like mad. He needs to take all his workers right down here, spam 100 tunnels. Now he's got to watch out for the bomber, which can come right in and destroy these buses. Also the mines he has to watch out for. There is no scaffold in his base, so if he destroys all this stuff before his opponent, he wins. Watch out for the bomber! Nick! 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 Why? Drop all the guys off. Target the supply! Target the supply! Yes. Wait for it. Target the overlord! That was $13,000 in the bank. Walking through the radiation trail. Still works, still works. Almost got the ECM. Could have had all those guys. Oh, this is the depressing thing. He is dozer hunted now, though. He is hunted. But Nick needs to be spending his money like crazy. Honestly, just spam a million tunnels in the middle. Spam a million tunnels in the middle. Pack the buildings. And just try to destroy. Just try to destroy. Like, if he manages to just get some buses right up here, he wins. Terminator just has to keep moving along. Oh my, this is such a favorable position for Nick. He was in such a good position. Now all he has to do is defend himself, which is what Nick should have wanted to have to do. Just defend myself, you know? That's a lot easier. That's the last bit of Terminator's money on this hill going down. So he's only left with 15,000 here. He's going to try to Terratech. It's going to work. It works. Ooh, almost. Yep, it worked. No more units. There's no more units for Terminator. Not sure why he didn't have any mines on anything. He needs to be rebuilding. I don't know. He should have had this whole right side rebuilt by now. Should have had the whole middle rebuilt. But what are you going to do? He's just not spamming. Doesn't even have workers collecting. Just not spamming. He's under so much stress right now. The pressure has to be incredible on him because he knows there's an enormous army. There's an enormous army of overlords. 5, 6, 7 overlords, all going to encompass his base. And if he, at this moment in time, goes for the base of Terminator, doesn't run into mines. If you run into mines, that's it. It's over. You still have to be targeting everything. Empty all the guys out of that and try just force fire here. Force fire here. No, that's not good. You wanted to force fire. Oh, what a shame. What a shame. This is a good game, though. This was a good game. It was a shame, though. Shame the way it went. Any game that you lose when you have 12,000 in the bank, you know, it's a shame. And that's the last game of the series. 4-1 to Terminator. Good game. Well played. Not much he could have done, really, you know. Under all that pressure. Just wasn't thinking. Anyway, good games. Well played to Terminator. Hopefully he does well in the coming rounds. And that's all for the stream.